doing that intentionally, or is that on fire? It's like a fire or something.
Let me see.
Did you hit record?
Oh my god, the battery's
Batteries on?
saying the battery's low and it's not recording. But there we go. Oh, the dump truck has dumped its load.
Wow.
It dumped its load on the ground. I don't know if I got it.
Sucks for all these people sitting here waiting.
Yeah.
Here is today's problem in trucking.
Morning, everybody. We are doing an art load, which was a little bit crazy.
Come on, this way.
Oh my God, which way?
Reese.
Leave in the comments where you think we are.
I know a place where we can go and be alone.
It is super windy out there. It's calling for some pretty good storms down here in Memphis today.
So come away with me, nobody has to know.
I swear I keep thinking somebody's gonna be in these trees.
Where we gonna go?
You getting cold?
For sure, bro.
I ain't scared to go outside, bro.
Then go.
Be right back.
Go, run tail. I mean, I could basically see his.
I was just calling to see if you're free to run away with me. To run away with me.
Hey, everybody. We're back with another video.
What's up, guys? Different scenery this time.
Yep.
I know to you guys it probably just looks like a glass door behind us, but we are at Airbnb. I know we've mentioned to you guys that our daughter was getting married, and that now's that time.
Yeah.
Actually, as we're sitting here today on a Friday, she's getting married tomorrow on a Saturday.
Yeah. So we are in Jamestown, North Carolina, and we got an Airbnb up here for a week. We've been here for a few days.
I did film a like a quick tour. I don't know if it'll be in this video or not, but I'll show you a couple glances of what it looks like since we're here.
Yeah, and since we're talking about it,
It's a nice place, but a little bit of false advertising going on.
there's a lot of false advertisement going on, but I think we should just save that to go with. I'm gonna piece together a video about all this, so
That's fine.
you guys will see it eventually.
But for, I think the last we talked to you guys on our last video, you seen us leaving Houston. We took a load down to Houston, and then we started deadheading from Houston to Memphis to try to get a load.
Yeah, we were gonna go to Memphis,
Which was what, like 400 or 500 miles? Pretty good.
Oh yeah,
Pretty good bit.
it's at least 500 miles from Houston to Memphis. But on the way, I ended up getting us a load coming out of Olive Branch, Mississippi instead.
And some bangers that come out of Olive Branch. If you're working at FedEx, that's the place to be.
Oh yeah,
That's where the big loads come out of.
the big money. Like that's good money, but they caught big money that comes out of that area.
Oh yeah, if you hang around Olive Branch, it ain't nothing for you to get $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 load.
Yeah, I've seen bigger loads than that come out of there. Yeah.
I mean, there may be a bunch of stops. You know, it may take you a week to do it, but still, I mean,
Yeah.
that is your week. You know what I mean? So
I like to get my hands on one of those big bangers.
I ain't turning none of them down. I mean, this
But
one
this was a really good load.
easy.
Yeah.
I mean, it was literally just drive. I think it's like 1,200 miles up to New Jersey.
It was 1,081 miles up there.
Yeah.
And then, but we had the weekend to do it.
Yeah, we picked up on a Friday and we didn't have to be up there until Monday.
Yeah, and then on Monday, after we dropped to come back down, we had to do all that in one day, which is no big deal because we team.
Yeah.
Basically, what we did was we took an empty two empty containers up. They filled them up, and we brought them back. That's what it was.
Yeah, I think I made it not that far on the deadhead, and then we ended up getting lucky and getting that load. So it was going to suck.
I couldn't believe we got that load.
Yeah, 400 or 500 miles on our own dime, and that turned into getting a banger coming out of Olive Branch.
Yeah.
It paid for itself. So
Yeah.
I just changed route, and I think I stopped off in Arkansas and got Reese out and walked her around.
Yeah.
How's it going, guys? Oh man, it is 5:50 on Thursday afternoon, 19th. Just pulled over in this rest area. I think this Arkansas Welcome Center, I believe that's what it was. And doing some deadhead right now. Becky's in there making us some cheeseburgers for dinner. Figured I'd get short stack out for a minute while she's doing that. It's like a pretty nice welcome center. Definitely well manicured and taken care of. Reese acted like she was prairie dogging and just had to immediately get out. So
I was really prairie dogging.
yeah, I'm right in the middle of about a 500-mile deadhead right now. I think it's around 5. I think I got like 250, 70, 275, something like that. Get away from that.
This is so disgusting.
On our way to Olive Branch, Mississippi. We dropped that load in Houston. And we decided to, since we're paying for fuel now, to not sit around and waste days of not getting a load, that it will be more cost effective for us to bite the bullet and pay for the fuel to go up to Memphis to get another load probably tomorrow, rather than sit in Houston for days and possibly not get a load till Monday, if even that. But after about 100 miles of that deadhead, Becky ended up booking us a load. Pretty decent load. It's Olive Branch, Mississippi to Olive Branch, Mississippi, basically. It was kind of like a round trip. Probably work our way home over the 4th, at least for the weekend, because you got a couple maintenance things that has to be done on the truck, and I would much rather be at home and drop the truck off and get them done that way than sit at a Freightliner for who knows how long. So that's the plan anyway. But you know how plans are. Yeah, I was getting ready to stop. I had like 100 miles and I was gonna stop and call it a day, and then we got this load, so changed my daily plans. But it should be an easy weekend. We'll have to pick up on a Friday, and then we'll have to drop in New Jersey on a Monday. It'll be about 1,000, 1,100 miles. So we'll probably break it up and have the nights off and drive during the day. Reese, you about done?
What do we have here? I don't think I never ever smelled duty like this before. What is this?
You about done, Reese? You already dropped a deuce
And
once.
so what?
I mean, how many times you need to do this?
Don't worry about Reese, bro.
Hey.
Nope! So
Hey.
did I say? Enough!
Reese.
I'm busy! Oh no,
You ready?
I'm not ready. There is too much brown gold to explore. I'm pretty sure there was a Cocker Spaniel dragging hurries right across the grass right here.
Ready?
That is fascinating, so
To
fascinating.
get back to the truck, I want to sit down for a little bit before I gotta drive again.
That
Come to eat.
spaniel drug hurries right over to this tree, where I do believe.
There ain't even nothing there. Let's go.
Yep, she dragged it here and then. She went this way. Then she dragged that thing right up here where I think.
Are you just sniffing other dog crap? Is that what you're so focused on?
Oh, wait just a minute. Here she turned and went this way, but why? Yep, it's getting stronger and quite pungent. Oh my God, what was wrong with the spaniel? Dang! Oh, God help us. Oh, what has she done here?
Locked in on
So
something.
this is where the story ends, my friend. She shat hard up down and all the way around this tree. Oh God, what has this cocker done?
Yeah, last night at the truck stop, Reese started going crazy at about midnight, and we were back there watching TV. She was up front going crazy, and we thought she was just tripping, somebody walking by or something. So we yelling at her, telling her to stop. She wasn't stopped. She wasn't having it. She was bouncing all over the place up there, tripping. So finally, I got up to look, and what do we have hanging around the front of the truck and at the window, knocking on the door? A lot lizard. Sucks that I didn't get no footage of it, but could have showed you a wild lot lizard. But yeah, I got up and went to the window, and she was like, "Did I wake you up?" Like, it's a Wednesday night after midnight. Like, what do you think? I mean, what do you need? She says, "Oh, just wondering if you had any money for gas." And you could tell she's a lot lizard though, the way she dressed. And you ain't banging on truckers' windows, waking them up at midnight because you ain't a lot lizard. Like, if that's what you're doing, you're a lot lizard. I'm sure you guys know what a lot lizard is. But yeah, I was like, "No, I ain't got no cash." And okay, sorry, and then just ran off to the next truck. But she literally was banging on the door. She didn't just politely knock and move on. Like, she was out there for a good 5 minutes, and Reese up there going crazy until finally came up there to see what she wanted. Because I just really thought it was just truckers walking by, because the way we were parked, anybody walking by, Reese could see them, and I thought that's what it was. But you got a lot of nerve to be banging on somebody's truck on a Wednesday night at midnight, when clearly the curtains are pulled, clearly they're in the bed, like banging on the door and knocking, and you could hear the dog going crazy and disrupting it, everything in the truck for that long. Like, ready? It's not already done, is it? Yeah, that's quick.
Doesn't take long when you're making cheese like this.
Let's see what we got. I know I've seen some Doritos somewhere.
Tiny little birds.
Yeah, look good.
There you go.
Alright guys, I'm gonna get off here and eat and then get on down the road to Olive Branch. I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. And
Oh yeah, I think that we went to Walmart. Well, I know we stayed at Walmart's. Like, we would drive a little bit each day and then park at Walmart's at night. And I think Michael cooked us some meatball subs one night.
I did make some meatballs one night. Well, it's Saturday night on the truck, and we're parked at a Walmart as usual. We're on our way to New Jersey.
Yep.
To do this
Round trip load
that we got out of Olive Branch. And it's Saturday, so we're kind of just staggering it out. We got 500 miles left to do in the morning. And we went in Walmart here and stocked the truck, because we haven't done it in this truck actually, have we? I mean, we got a few things, but we haven't actually stocked the truck. We didn't really stock the truck this time. We just,
Yeah, we did.
I mean, we did, but
The front just packed. The cabinets are packed.
yeah, I guess
bottom
it
drawer
is.
is
I'll show you what we got.
To the door. It's packed. You couldn't get much of nothing else in there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it did pretty well. That's the fridge, and then up here is our junk cabinet, which it's packed to the brim, pretty much. It goes on back.
Bottom drawer down there is packed.
Oh yeah, we keep our sauces and different stuff down here. So yeah, I guess we did stock up. And it's like, what time is it? 10 after 6. And I got the stuff that I'm gonna make some meatball sliders that I seen on something short or something. So take you guys with me, you can watch and we'll see how it turns out. Never made meatball sliders, never made homemade meatballs, but didn't look that difficult, so I'm gonna try it. See how it goes, so stay with me. I don't know how much of that I'll put in here because I feel like you guys have probably seen that.
Yeah.
Like whether it's on the short or the video, so, but we did eat.
Amazing. Oh, if you ain't tried
they were
it,
good enough to where we just ate them for supper today.
Yeah, we did.
So I made them for everybody in the house today. So
yeah.
That's how good they were.
You definitely should try the recipe and try it out.
I mean, not
so
crazy.
good.
It's simple, just simple ingredients. But
yeah, and you can make up enough meatballs to make the little sliders, and enough meatballs to make you some pot spaghetti and meatballs. It's so good.
I wish I found some better sounds no one's ever heard. I wish I had a better voice that sang some better words. I wish I found some chords in an order that is new. I wish I didn't have to rhyme every time I sang. I was told when I get older all my fears would shrink, but now I'm insecure and I care what people think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out.
Picking up here in Olive Branch, Mississippi, heading up to New Jersey. That's our freight right there. Good to go. Hey, if you give me that spray, I'll do the windshield out here in some paper towels.
We're stressed out. Sometimes a certain smell will take me back to when I was young. How come I'm never able to identify where it's coming from? I'd make a candle out of it if I ever found it. Try to sell it, never sell out of it. I probably only sell one. Maybe to my brother, cause we have the same nose, same clothes, homegrown, a stone's throw from a creek we used to roam. But it would remind us of when nothing really mattered. Out of student loans and treehouse homes, we all would take the ladder. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out.
Next show delivery is Monday morning 0900 for you in New Jersey. Other than that, I've got 125 local. What should I show you?
You can put me on
5 minutes.
in 5 minutes.
That's all you have to do, call in to depart on some of these temperature loads. If they don't send you a message saying you can do it over the QC, you have to call in and do it, which is what she just did.
Yep, we're good to go.
I feel like we screwed the system somehow on this load.
We did.
This load might have said something to you guys yesterday about it, but it was like 5,700 and you got up this morning and she called in or something and they ended up saying it was what?
I got
60,
it for 66.
66 somehow. another $1,000 just magically appeared on the load. How? I don't know. I mean, we accepted it for 57. It came through it.
Well, what happened is it's supposed to pay me like $57.49 exactly, and when I ran the numbers, it was $100 short. So I called in to get the $100 fixed because it's easier if you get it fixed before you depart the load. So I called in and she was like, "No, Rebecca, your load is supposed to pay you 66 and some change. 66.12 is what it's supposed to pay." And I was like, "Well, that's not what it was on the board for." And she was like, "Well, that's what they put it in for." And she's like, "I'll go check on it. And if it's accurate, I'll send it over to you." She went and checked on it and said it was accurate and sent it to me. So
an extra $1,000. That's a pretty good bump in pay. I mean, we're not talking about $10, $100.
I mean, it really should pay
$1,000
like that because it's a round trip.
Yeah, but we accepted it for 57.
Right.
I mean,
which was still good.
Which was a good load. Yeah.
Yeah, over $2 a mile. So
now it's 66. I just turned this into a 10K week.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. And I keep waiting for the catch. You know, where's the extra work? Like, and you guys saw what we loaded. It's just 2 crates, and we're off to New Jersey and back. So yeah, somehow I felt like
we come back to Olive Branch to where they have bangers coming out all the time. Like I've been hitting on. There was a load that was paying like 56 or 57 going to Idaho this morning, which I didn't go after it because we're trying not to go to Idaho. And then one a few minutes ago going to Colorado, which I hit on and got beat out by numbers. But I mean, there's some good bangers coming out of this area.
Yeah.
So hopefully I can get my hands on at least another good load this week. Another 5 or 6 grand load this week would be nice.
Yeah.
And then Monday we got to do a class. So I really need another big load when I come back. Like we bring this back over here on Tuesday.
This Monday? Like 3 days from now?
Yeah.
So we'll be dropping this load.
We're dropping this load on
Monday. We're delivering it and then coming back to be back down here on Tuesday. So
oh well, I don't know how they set that class up for us to do on Monday when we're already on this load. I was thinking it was the next one.
Hopefully we can drop the load and then do the class. I mean, we'll just have to work our way around it.
There's no way. We have to pick that load up Monday and have it back here Tuesday.
No.
Like they're just gonna have to reschedule
how long the class is. Unless they can reschedule it for the next week or whatever.
Well, I know when we did it at home, it was all day.
I think they said it's only like twice a month they do that, or some every other Tuesday or something, or every other Monday or something. I don't know, something weird.
I was thinking that we still had another week on that, but we don't. You're right. Either way, they can reschedule that. But we do drop this load on the 24th, so I need a good banger right here coming out on the 25th.
Yeah.
Dropping Friday somewhere. Like another good $5,000 or $6,000 load would be nice to have with this load. Or no, it won't.
It'll be on the next pay period, but it'd be great to start out the next pay period or to end the month.
Yeah.
Like this month was a very late start, and we're trying to somehow miraculously get a 20K month, which would be, considering we got such a late start in the month, that would be pretty impressive if we actually could get a 20K month. But I don't know that it's going to happen.
Well, I mean, we're at what about? With adding that extra 1,000 yesterday, we were like right at 13, so we're right at 14,000 after this load. So if I can get another,
we're probably about 6,000 away.
Load,
yeah, it's possible. Today is June 20th. It's like 12:30 right now in the afternoon, June 20th, Friday. 100 Madison Avenue, Morristown, New Jersey. Got 1,080 miles to do by Monday, but then on the way back, we got to go from Monday to drop the next day, Tuesday.
Yeah. So we'll have to do it nonstop. That's what I said. There's no way we could do that class.
And we're going 40, Nashville, Knoxville. Then we're going to hit 81 up through Virginia. Going through Allentown. Yeah, it looks like it's far enough away from everything that it should be fine.
Yeah, I think so. And they gave me specific directions on how to find the dock once we do get to the hospital.
Yeah, this one is going to a hospital. Yeah. And I don't know, I guess they're doing something with what we got and then we're bringing this same stuff back or something else, or do you know?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see.
I don't know what they're loading us in back. It's some kind of, it said camera stand, and I mean, obviously, it's some kind of medical equipment that we're hauling over there to them. And then I don't know if they're sending back. It says Rosa knee and then Rosa knee camera stand. So some kind of hospital equipment, and then they're probably sending something back over here, maybe, I don't know, to get worked on or something.
Oh, considering it's Friday and we got the weekend, we'll probably stagger this out over the next few days, drive a few hundred miles a day, and have the nights off. So I guess I'm gonna get out of here and get down the road and drive a few hundred miles, and before somebody realizes what's happening here and takes the load back.
I'm gonna take the load back.
We need to get the hell out of here. All right, we'll see you guys later. 12:38 p.m. Friday, June 20th. This is where we teased last week about a little bit of drama, and as I'm sitting here, I'm a little bit undecided on how I'm going to put this out to you guys, because there's a fair amount of cussing. I don't want to offend anybody or anything like that, so if I bleep it out, it's going to be a lot of bleeping.
Yeah.
Or do I leave it in as raw footage and you guys see it is what it is, and it was what it was? And
Yeah, I think you just have to leave it in. I think you have to just leave the video the way it is.
let me give you guys a little bit of a setup here, so you know my frame of mind. I'm actually gonna put it on. Okay, here's the scene. We stopped at a Petro. I believe it was the Petro. I think it's called like White Orchard or something like that, and it's in West Virginia. It's a big Petro. One of the bigger ones in the country, to be honest. It's a White Orchard. I think it's White Orchard. I'll look it up and I'll put it on the screen. Just know it's a big Petro.
It's a big Petro.
We stopped there to buy like a steering wheel cover or something?
Well, when we got there, I was driving. You were sleeping.
Yeah.
And I got out and went in, and then I realized that, oh, wow, they have all this truck accessories and all that. And he was getting up to take over when I came back out. So I was like, hey, once you get up and get ready, let's walk back in. And that's what we did.
Yeah, I mean, you saw our first load last week in this truck and all the stuff that happened. Or not last week, but the week before with the mirror and all that. And This is pretty much like our second or third load.
Yeah.
Third or fourth. It's within the first few loads.
Yeah.
So we needed like a steering wheel cover because we forgot ours in our other truck.
Phone mounts.
Yeah, a few things.
Just things we needed.
So I got up and got ready, and we decided to walk in and look around. We had time.
Yeah.
We had the weekend to get up there. So we walked in, and the first thing we did when we went in there is we went to the bathroom. I went in the men's bathroom. She went in the woman's bathroom. Now, when I'm in the men's bathroom, I'm washing my hands, and I can vaguely hear some guy yelling, saying, "Get out of the women's bathroom."
Now, that's what he's hearing. And on my side, in the women's bathroom, I'm hearing someone of a man voice sitting a couple stalls down below me talking on the phone in Spanish.
Yeah, she's in the full-on women's bathroom, and she hears a man a couple stalls away talking on his phone in the women's bathroom. And I can only hear another man yelling, saying, "Bro, get out of the women's bathroom." Something along those lines. So I'm thinking like, what am I hearing here? So I wrapped it up, and I walked out, and I put it on the screen.
Somebody told them not to go in.
You see, this is where the video starts. And this guy that you guys are looking at, he's the one that apparently saw this guy go in to the women's bathroom, and I guess he's been standing there yelling at him the whole time, telling him to get out of the women's bathroom.
Yeah, he was yelling at him for a while, and he even told him to not go in the women's bathroom. I heard him tell him that because the men's bathroom was like overcrowded.
And this video starts after I came out of the men's bathroom. I talked to that guy. I realized there was a man in the women's bathroom, and she was in there. And then she came out like within a few seconds of me going over there and realizing what was happening. So the video picks up. She starts recording. I'm standing there with that guy. I'm just letting it all sink in my head that, okay, she just came out of the women's bathroom and there is a dude in here in the women's bathroom with her, just creeping. Now,
And I was the only one in there by myself too. Like, it wasn't like there was other people in there. And right before I walked in there, there was like a little 7-8-year-old girl, because her mama was like, hey, did you flush? And was talking to her as I was going in. She was coming out. So that little girl could have possibly been in there by herself with this man.
And yeah, I mean, when I'm hearing him say there's a man in a woman's bathroom, in my mind, I'm picturing a man dressed like a woman, a man trying to act like a woman in the women's bathroom. That's what I thought we were talking about. Like, because obviously that was the first thing that caught my mind. So at that point, I start yelling. I mean, me and that guy both are telling this guy to get out of the one, and he's in the stall and he won't come out. So after a couple minutes of doing that, he finally steps out of the stall and looks at us. And at that point, I realized, okay, this is just a dude. This ain't a dude trying to act like a woman or a dude dressed like a woman. I mean, this is just a full-on dude. It's just a truck driver. He just looked like a Mexican guy in cowboy boots and a belt buckle, and just a trucker, Mexican trucker in the woman's bathroom. Why? I don't know. I mean, when I went in the men's bathroom, it was a little crowded, but there was another men's bathroom. It was a big place. There was another men's bathroom that had nobody in it.
Yeah, and that guy that was the one yelling in the beginning, he told them to not go in that bathroom. He told them there was another men's bathroom, and he still went in the women's bathroom.
Yeah, and thank God for that dude, because I mean, I forgot to even mention that dude, but if he happens to see this, I appreciate him calling it out, because I mean, I don't know if I'd have known once you came out, but I wouldn't have known until then.
Yeah, even management was coming back there. A woman,
there was
management
like
was back there talking about
standing around. Like, it was a kind of a scene.
I think she left to go get security because she was like, "There's a man in the women's bathroom." Like, well, you're not supposed to be in the women's bathroom if you're a man. Like, they've passed legislation about that incident. About that.
I mean, to me, no matter if he would have walked out looking like he was trying to be a woman, or if he would have walked out looking like he did, the scenario wouldn't have played out any different. What you're seeing is the way I would have acted both ways. There might have been a little worse the other way. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that just is what it is. I mean, anyway, the first thing he did, and I don't think the camera caught this, but when he came out of the stall, and it took some convincing to get him to come out, because two dudes are standing there yelling at him. I guess he thought it was just going to be okay. I mean, he's just going to go in there in the women's bathroom and nobody's going to mind. But when he first came out of the stall, he just looked at us, and it was like, and in a little soft voice, it was like, "Will you guys please talk a little nicer to me?"
Yeah.
And that's why the first thing you hear me say is something about, "Talk a little nicer. You're in the woman's bathroom." I don't know. There's a lot of cussing involved.
Yeah, somebody told them not to go in there, and then he went in there anyway.
Did you see him?
I haven't seen him. But I know he's in there. He probably ain't gonna come out.
He's probably ready to come out.
Yeah.
Don't do it again, bro. Ever again. This is the women's bathroom. Women.
Talk to you nice, you're in the stall beside my wife, motherfucker. I ain't talking to you fucking nice. Get the fuck out of the women's bathroom.
But yeah, that's one of the first things he said. And then the other guy's telling him, "Never again, don't ever do this again." But for me, if you put yourself in my shoes and you just come out of the men's bathroom and now realize that as your wife come out of the women's bathroom, there was a man in there with her the whole time, creeping. Because I don't care what he was doing, he's creeping to me. Because there's no reason for it. Like, I would never go in a woman's bathroom, ever. Like, if there was a line for the men's, I would either not go or I would wait. Because the men's was busy. It didn't stop me from going in it. But there's no reason for you to be in a woman's bathroom, period.
Yeah, and it also boils down to you could tell this can't not possibly be his first time going into the women's bathroom, because the other man stood out there and told him, don't go in there. Like, he told him, don't go in the bathroom. And the guy still went in the bedroom,
and he was
in the bathroom.
talking on his phone like he wasn't trying to hide it.
No, he sat in the stall literally talking.
He was just okay. He just thought it was fine.
Yeah.
Like, no big deal.
And then when they did get him to come out, he wanted to wash his hands.
Yeah, when he came out of the stall and I started cussing him about the talking nicer to him, he's like, well, can I at least wash my hands first? And that's when it pissed me off. And I was like, you're gonna go over here in the men's bathroom and wash your hands. I said it a little differently, but you'll see that in the video.
Nice, you're in the stall beside my wife, motherfucker. I ain't talking to you fucking nice. Get the fuck out of the women's bathroom. You wanna wash your hands? Go the fuck over there. No, over there you can wash your fucking hands. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And then when he came out, I mean, I was just pissed. I don't know what else to say. Like, It is what it is. Like, I think a lot of you guys would probably act the same way. Some of you guys may have took it even further than I did.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of men out there that don't like the fact that there's men going into the bathrooms when their wives or girlfriends
or
fiancés are in the bathroom, especially by themselves.
The way I look at it, what if I wouldn't have got up? Like, what if, because she woke me up to go in there and look around. What if I would have said no? And then she would have went in and went to the bathroom, and then I'm asleep in the truck, and she's in the women's bathroom, and there's some man in there with her the whole time.
And nowadays, I mean, you guys see the news. I mean, I
don't like that. I don't like that thought. So
it's very risky nowadays. Like, you have to be on guard everywhere you go, especially with the line of work that we do. So.
And when he finally did come out, I was trying to push his buttons, I called him a bitch. I was trying to push his buttons. I kind of wanted something to happen almost at that point.
No, over there you can wash your fucking hands. Oh my God, fucking bitch. We'll get treated like a bitch in a fucking women's bathroom, motherfucker.
Because I was at that level in my head. I was that mad about it. And luckily that other dude was there to, and he was pissed too. I mean, he was running his mouth too, but his wife wasn't in there. So it was a different level of pissed. But, yeah, I mean, he kind of, I guess, calmed me down a little bit.
We'll get treated like a bitch in a fucking women's bathroom, motherfucker. You're lucky I don't fuck you up. Keep walking. You're beside my fucking wife in a fucking bathroom, motherfucker. I got it. You're good. You're good. I've been waiting for a motherfucker like you, man. I have too.
But I was trying to push that dude's buttons because he doesn't need to be in a woman's bath. I bet you next time he thinks twice, because now he's going to live forever on YouTube. This may be a small channel, but it is what it is. Still going to be on for YouTube forever, and I'm going to put his ass in the thumbnail too. So,
yeah.
I still don't know sitting here if I'm going to bleep it out or if I'm just going to leave all the cussing in. If I do leave all the cussing in, sorry if it offends anybody. I know that we try to keep that to a minimum on this channel and make this a family-friendly channel. I mean, every now and again we cuss here and there. Reese's even got a mouth on her every now and again. But I try to keep it to a minimum for the most part. So if I do leave it all in, hopefully, just put yourself in my frame of mind. But it's crazy that goes within like the first week of getting in this new truck.
Yeah,
all this crazy stuff is happening.
Very chaotic. I mean, it's just like one thing right after another.
Yeah. It's like almost like a bad omen getting in this truck somehow all of a sudden.
Yeah, I fell too. Like the second day that we got the truck, that truck has like a hump in it to where the old truck was just, straight flat.
Yeah, the transition between the driving area and the sleeper.
Yeah, and this new one has like a hump in it, and I slipped. I didn't slip, I tripped because I'm not used to walking over the hump. 2 days into this truck, I'm used to it just being flat and no ups or downs, just flat. And I fell and busted the whole side of my face on the dash and on the side of his cup he had sitting up there.
Okay.
I mean, I fell hard.
Yeah, all in the first week.
It was crazy.
We were wondering what the hell was happening in this truck. It was haunted, cursed, what?
Yeah.
After that whole scenario, that guy, he went in the men's bathroom and washed his hands. And
we just left at
I
that
never
point.
saw him. Even the guy that was standing there with him, I was so mad. It didn't even cross my mind. I didn't even speak to him. Like, we kind of just walked off. Like, so if you're watching this, bro, thanks for the heads up.
Yeah.
You know, thanks for being there and having my back, or me having your back, or however you want to put that, because you're the kind of the one that saw it. But
yeah.
Anyway, we left. I think I filmed when we got back to the truck how I was feeling about it.
Yeah. I heard some other woman bitching about it too, but.
What's up, guys? Just got up. Well, I didn't just get up, been up for a little bit, but I'm taking over today. It's Sunday, at noon, and it's Sunday, June 22nd at noon. Becky got up this morning and drove us. We have 500 miles left to do this load that's dropping in New Jersey tomorrow. And she drove like 150 miles and got us to this PA in Raffine, Virginia. It's a pretty big, nice TA. It's not as big as the I-80, but it's pretty big. So when we got up, she got me up and we walked in to use the bathroom and just look around, you know. And we bought this steering wheel cover because we left our other one in our other truck. So we bought this steering wheel cover and this knob, which is, what would you call this? Like some kind of felt?
Velvet. Yeah.
Velvet. It feels pretty nice.
Yeah.
Kind of pricey. I mean, it's like $50 for both of them, but before we bought this, we went to the bathroom in there. I went in the men's bathroom, and obviously she went in the woman's bathroom. And as I was coming out of the men's bathroom, I heard some guy yelling, telling some dude to get out of the woman's bathroom. And I don't know why he was in the women's bathroom.
No, I heard that guy out there tell a group of men, don't go in the women's bathroom. There's another bathroom around the corner. So I think it was like a group of them.
Yeah, maybe, and I missed all that. But
and then right after that, I heard him in the stall beside me talking on the phone.
When I got into it, I expected to see like a man dressed like a woman come out of there. I thought that's what was happening. I didn't know it was just a regular dude. But yeah, he just came out and asked if we could talk a little more nicer to him. Like we're yelling at him to get out. And yeah, I know you're beside my wife in the bathroom, the women's bathroom, creeping in there. But yeah, I'm sorry. We should talk a little bit nicer to you. That's what he said. And then he asked if he should wash his hands, and we told him no, go to the men's bathroom. Anyway, you'll see the video. But let me know what you guys would have done, because I don't feel like I overreacted. Because if the same situation happens to me tomorrow, I'd do the same thing again. And if that other dude wasn't there to stop me, I don't know how much further it would have went. I think it would have depended on that guy. Like if he would have bucked up in any way, it would have went pretty far.
Well, not only that, when I went into the restroom, there was a lady standing at the door waiting for her little girl to come out, and she come running out and didn't flush. And I told the mom, I was like, I'll do it for her.
Yeah, there's a little girl in there. There's women in there, and this dude's just in there, like in the women's bathroom, impeding himself like it's just cool. Well, he picked the wrong day, because now you're gonna live on YouTube forever. I'm gonna get on down the road, and we'll see you guys later.
And then I think we just continued. Did we park there that night?
No.
I think you took over and drove some.
Yeah, we drove. I don't remember how far we drove, but we drove and kept working our way on up to Morristown for that Monday drop. And then we finally did get there Monday and dropped in Morristown.
Yeah.
My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket trip and then we fly far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at the face, saying, wake up, you need to make money. Yeah. We used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we fly far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at the face, saying, wake up, you need to make money. Yeah. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out.
It's the only way to go. Yeah, all deliveries that way. Well, at least they put up signs. That's better than some places that don't do shit.
Oh, get out.
Yeah, get out of there, Reese. And it's supposed to be on the right-hand side. When we do find it. What does that say? Straight ahead. Deliveries are on straight ahead. It's a big hospital. Slow down, because they're right here.
Straight.
Oh. Well, I thought these were dogs. It's not. It's a parking garage. All deliveries and receiving. Does that mean going around? I guess it does.
Trucks only receiving in there.
Oh, up in there. I guess the dogs are on the back wall back here. It looks like somebody's already in them. So, I don't know. I guess just try to go against that wall over there out of the way. In front of that orange column. Nobody's backing in there, so we should be able to park there out of the way. But we're ahead of the game as far as being able to also get the computers going.
Guys, we just got finished getting loaded at this hospital in New Jersey. Already sealed. This place is pretty compact, I'll say that. But they basically loaded the crates that we had. Alright guys, we just got loaded here in Morristown, New Jersey. It's a little bit of a process this morning, I will say that. My drink froze. But it's done at this point, and we're heading 1,079 miles back to Olive Branch, Mississippi for in the morning. So it's gonna be a long one, straight through. Right now it's got us getting there at 1:20 in the morning. That's obviously gonna change, but yeah, we got here like 8 o'clock this morning. It's about 2.5 hours, and had to take these crates that we've delivered off and then refill them with whatever, and then we're taking them back. But almost $7,000, I'd say it's worth it. And we got another one booked tomorrow in Kansas too, so I'll tell you about that one later. But yeah, it's been a little bit of a hectic morning. I'm up and rolling way earlier than I'm used to, but I guess we're gonna get on down the road, so I'll see you guys in a little while.
Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out.
Used to play pretend, bunny. We used to play pretend, wake up, you need the money. Used to play pretend, bunny. We used to play pretend, wake up, you need the money. Used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we fly far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at the face, saying, wake up, you need to make money. Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. I just dropped a load. We had a round trip that we picked up on Friday, and then it in Olive Branch, and it went up to New Jersey, and then I just dropped it back off in Olive Branch this morning at 8 o'clock, and it's 8:46 now. And then we were supposed to drive 500 miles deadhead to go pick up a load out of Kansas in the morning, but I ended up getting a load that I'm going to take over to Kansas. So now I'm getting paid to go over there. But I just wanted to jump on here and show you guys what this place looked like. I'm going to pull up out of here and I'll show you guys, because I didn't get any footage pulling in. But I'll show you guys what it looks like on my way out. I gotta drop 200 and it says 243 to go pick up the next load, but I think it just rerouted itself for some stupid reason. That is the building that I went to this morning. Pulled into Dock 6. They opened up at 8 a.m. and I immediately went in the door and got unloaded. But I'll pick it back up once I get over here to Laverne, because that's where I'm heading now, Laverne, Tennessee, to go pick up my next load. So I'll see you guys when I get there.
And do you remember if you did, I'm assuming you did the drop.
I'm sure I did.
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah.
Dropped off in Morristown. I really don't remember too much about that right now. Just know that we're at an Airbnb. All this happened a while back, and we don't have our books.
Yeah, we don't have any of our notes or anything with us.
Yeah.
But we also want to make sure we get a video out for everybody. So we're kind of having to wing a lot of this, but that's okay. We ended up picking a load up in Olive Branch, and it was a round trip. So the round trip was 2,156 miles, and it paid to the truck $6,500, and it was $3.01 per mile.
For something deadhead, roughly.
Yeah, $4.50.
One piece.
It was two pieces. It was basically two pieces, empty containers. We take up, they fill up, and then you bring them back. And that's why it's a round trip. And we had another load. I got us another, I don't want to really go into details because I don't have all the notes, but we did catch another load out of there the next, I think the same day, but we'll go over that in the next video because I like it better when we have our notes and stuff. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's probably everything that happened in our week, but I also want to throw in here and say congratulations to my daughter for her wedding is tomorrow.
Yep.
It looks like it's going to be a beautiful wedding, and I just hope that they have a wonderful life together and that we love her. And
yeah, hopefully we don't tumble down all those steps.
Yeah.
Hopefully that didn't happen.
Yeah, it's a lot of steps. And we will put some pictures and stuff in here and show you guys some of the wedding. I plan on taking a lot of pictures and videoing us some of it, so we'll throw some clips in here on our next video.
Yeah, we'll end it in Olive Branch, and hopefully this didn't offend anybody. And we'll pick it up next week when I think we head to Laverne, I believe. Laverne, Tennessee, or Kansas, or both.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you guys next Sunday.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Well, there it is, guys. Reese tried telling you there was some drama in a truck stop bathroom. But did you believe good old Reese Cup? Of course not. Nobody never wants to listen to Reese. But that's okay, cause Reese gonna rule the world. One day you gonna see him not even playing either. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it was kinda long. But Reese had to pull rank to make sure my scene in the rest area, where I sniffed out a disgusting spaniel, did not get cut. I mean, I'm sure that was everybody's favorite part. Come on now. Anyway, you guys know Reese loves ya, and every mile is a story, so thanks for being part of ours. So I know you're gonna miss me, but I will be back next Sunday with another scene-stealing performance. So don't miss that bye-bye for now.
Turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. We're stressed out. Sometimes a certain smell will take me back to when I was young. How come I'm never able to identify?